Welcome back to Cryptopia, where we go over the wet and wild happening in NFT land. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in today. I'm just going to be going over some news. It's the weekend. It's a long weekend in Canada. I was working on a music NFT video that I just released. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Today, just going to be going over some of the news happening in the space right now. So first one is the Not Okay Bears NFT collection divides the NFT community. So, in case you missed it, I did. The Not Okay Bears NFT collection totally took over the NFT space. Some 24, 48. Oh no, way more than that. This was on the 18th of May. Anyways, later on last weekish. So, depending on when you've seen this, the collection became the top collection on OpenSea and looks rare in a matter of hours. At the time of writing, OpenSea has delisted the project and the NFT community is taking sides. So I'm not going to go too crazy into this. What you need to know is that there is, so this okay now, this is not okay. There was an Okay Bears, which was a type of, let's see if I have it here. So these are the Okay Bears, right? So these were the original Okay Bears. I believe these were from Solana, but you could purchase them on OpenSea, and they face the right side, right? That's what they're looking at. And then you have the Not Okay Bears, which are facing the left side. And so these guys are sort of kind of a rip off of the Okay Bears, which is an original, if I remember, the original OKs is a Solana. I think it says in the article, actually, it's a Solana based NFT project, and the Not OKs is kind of the rip of okay, here we go. The first one, it's Not Okay Bears is basically an Okay Bears knockoff on Ethereum, right? The original project built on Solana. So the Okay Bears was on Solana, and then they ripped it off and put it on Ethereum, and they created the Not Okay Bears facing the other direction. Typically it's the other way around. Typically you hear a lot about projects from Ethereum being ripped off and placed on Solana. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. The whole thing that's dividing the NFT community right now is this okay? Is it not okay to do this? Some people are not okay with this, liking it to the, some of the Basie rips that have come out, not being okay with it. And where is it? There was one guy in particular. For instance, the Basie and the Macy owner, said this is everything that's wrong with the space. The user feels that the community should not reward projects whose stolen art and close to no effort at all. The project currently has no roadmap. The team isn't doxed, so you don't really know where it's going at all, and it seems like it might just be a cash grab that people fell into. Now, they mentioned some stuff here where it's like people took down this project, right? But they left the project OX Apes Trilogy and Bored Ape Solana Club, which were rips from Ethereum's Bases project. So you can see here, this is sort of the Solana one, I believe. I just did a quick Google search into it, and then this is sort of the OX Apes Trilogy one. Now, to me, they all fucking look the same. Like, they all look like Bases, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that, like, Bases don't actually have this eye popping out thing, what have you. But yeah, they do all just look like Bases to me, different kinds of Bases. So yes, I do agree that these sort of rips aren't necessarily good for the community. I really don't think you should be ripping it off like that. It's one thing if, so there are tons of other Basie rips though, not even just those two, but you can kind of see with some of the other ones that they create like maybe like a complete cybernetic Basie. So they're all cybernetic Basies, or they're all the art style's different. So yeah, it's still Basies, but at least they try to be a little bit more transformative with it. I personally don't really like Basie rips. I think people should just go their own way. I don't care if you create like a different kind of monkey, like a prime ape or something like that. Like this one over here. I forgot what these are called. But these are spin-offs, but they're very different than a Basie, right? So to me, I'm like, that's kind of an okay deal. You could do that. It's a different kind of monkey. But if you're going to bother to do these rips, then yeah, you should just kind of ban them all. So currently, you can't really trade these Not Okay Bears. But some of the problem that people are having and the support that these people are having is that the not okay bears donated a ton of money to mental health, about 35.8 ETH, and then they matched that amount. Like, I guess they had a certain percentage, then they matched that percentage, giving almost 70% or 70, not 70%, 70 ETH to support mental health, a mental health impact index fund. You know what I mean? Which is just a good strategy on their part in order to help gather support and sympathy for their cause, saying that, oh, you know, they're doing good things. This article does go on to say that, you know, they made a ton of money off of this. So like the 70 ETH is like it's pocket change to the amount that they actually made and could walk away with if this turned out to be a rug pull. You know, but again, this market is plagued with this sort of problem. I think we should just get rid of that. We had the I forget what they were called. The crypto punks that were looking the other way as well. They did a similar idea. I do think we should sort of lay waste to these kinds of projects. They are low effort. They don't usually add a lot to the overall NFT community. They're just a cash grab for the most part, and they usually don't have any kind of roadmap associated with them. I think across the board, just kind of freeze them all, get rid of them all. And if you're going to create a project, you know, create your own project or create enough of a transformative version of that project that it makes sense. Like I said, that ape that we saw there, I think is pretty transformative enough. It does not look like a Bored Ape. To me, looks like his own deal, his own thing. Moving on, OpenSea disables a Bored Ape trading amidst a Singapore court case. So basically, what happened here is so they used NFT Fi, which I did mention in a video previously. So I talked about a bunch of different places which during, you know, this current arc era moment, whatever, of NFTs, you could actually take your NFTs, put them up as collateral, get some cryptocurrencies, stake the cryptocurrencies, and kind of do that. That's not necessarily a strategy that you have to follow. It's not financial advice, but just sort of an idea that you could go with, or, you know, at least you could use your NFTs as collateral to get some cash, get some crypto, and, you know, do whatever it is you need to do with it. At least that way your NFT is making you money while you can't really do much else with it. So the problem here with this gentleman is that he did that on NFT Fi. The deal was that, you know, it's a basic loan deal. Here's the loan. You know, I give you this up as collateral. If I can't pay back my loan in time, you get this. And then you can do with it what you want. So this guy realized that he wasn't going to be able to pay this off in time. Now, apparently, he had a deal. I don't know. This clearly was not in the smart contract, because he was able to take full possession of the NFT. Essentially, you put it on the website. They have a smart contract set up. You have to pay it back by this point, or the NFT belongs to the person. He was saying, the original owner, saying that he should be able, or he was able to request a extension. And then, therefore, this extension would allow him to, because he needed the extension to pay it back. It wasn't honored, or it isn't actually within the actual smart contract. Regardless, it didn't happen. Did not get the extension. And the person, the loan sharker, whatever you want to call him, yeah, he got full possession of the NFT, immediately put it up on OpenSea. And so OpenSea has currently frozen it due to the fact that this court case is sort of happening. This is Bored Ape 2162, and that's basically where we're at with this particular thing. I don't really have much to say about this other than, you know, read your contracts, I guess, you know, and make sure that if you need an extension that it's in there. It's hard for me to say which. I mean, did he put the request in? Was it a verbal request? Because if the contract doesn't specifically say that, then, you know, that should be the only way he was able to get his hands on the actual NFT in the first place. So, you know, what can you do about that? So that's kind of where we're at with that. That's just a simple warning. You know, read your contracts, make sure what you're getting into, you know, and you trust, and, you know, make sure you can pay back your loans. That's more important than, I think, even that. You know, read the contract, but also make sure you can pay back your bloody loans, bruv. Okay, so moving on, now we're into celebrity endorsed NFTs leave some investors financially crippled. This is no surprise. I talk about this in a ton of videos because every time I review a project, not every time, most of the time when I review a project, it's got some celebrity backing behind it. And it's like, I always say this, I'm like, just because your celebrity's behind something doesn't mean dick all. It means absolutely fucking nothing, because celebrities will just say things to get money all of the time. And influencers online do it all of the time. Celebrities are the same human beings. They see money opportunity and they'll get it. So this particular article talks about Tyler. So when sorry, my nose is all stuffy for some reason. When Floyd Mayweather started toting an obscure NFT project on Twitter this year, Tyler jumped at the investment opportunity. Mayweather, a boxing legend, had already served as Tyler's biggest inspiration in his martial arts training, but Tyler was also looking for investment opportunities and figured Mayweather, who often calls himself Money May, was worth listening to. Right there, that's the first fucking problem, though. I don't mind like celebrities promoting stuff and like talking about it, like, hey, this is a project, it does X, Y, and Z. What I don't like is them not, even though this probably wouldn't help and a lot of people would jump into stuff anyways, I wish celebrities would be more upfront with like, hey, make sure you do your own research. There's a project, it's trying to do X, Y, and Z, but you're going to go here, go to this website, read this shit, understand it before you spend any amount of money whatsoever, right? Because I don't dislike advertising in the sense that like, yeah, you got to inform me about certain things, but I think celebrities need to understand how, powerful their influence really is, and maybe take a step to be like, yo, hey, go educate yourself on this. Don't just jump into this shit. All right. So Tyler, 35, property manager whose family runs a small Miami-based trucking company, said he put together about $12,000 with the help of his mother and bought the non-fungible token, or NFTs, digital tokens that convey ownership of digital. In this case, the project was a series of images of rabbits, similar to the nature of the popular Bored Ape Yacht Club, that help. Yeah. So I don't know this project. What's it called? Something about bunnies. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. So he says this basically financially crippled him, who asked to be identified only by his first name because of fear that he'd be ridiculed for unsuccessful NFT investments. Trust me, Tyler, you are not alone. There are tons of unsuccessful NFT investors out there. Believe me. I don't typically invest in NFTs. I'm more of a collector. I like digital art collecting. That's what I like to do. And then, even the projects that I really want to get into and just own because I think they're cool are so expensive that it's just not even worth it for me. But so don't feel too bad, buddy. Like tons of people are, have also shit the bed, especially with everything that's been going on right now. So it's only going to get worse, by the way, with these. But we'll get into that. There's another article talking about this stuff next. So FaZe Banks, Mayweather told this, and then basically this project is worth absolutely nothing right now. Lost all his money. Mayweather got paid out for it. We don't know how much, but so FaZe Banks over here actually has some screenshots where he was asked by these people. So they offered me $500K to $750K upfront for a story /post /follow, whatever. I think it's worth noting that I didn't make this mistake only because I've taken the time to educate myself. A lot of these influencers take deals brought to them by their management / treated as a product campaign, right? So that's also another thing to take into consideration. Even if these celebrities don't have the illest intent in mind, they might be like, oh, no, this should be good. Like, whatever. Like, all these NFTs are doing great. These guys seem like they know what they're doing. They have money to pay me. They have money to make this work. Not necessarily the case. So he shares some of the tweets or DMs that he got here from the people who run this rabbit bunny NFT project. I can get you $500K now, paid before, just for a follow and a story post, not real posts. Whatever. Only one story, post 15 seconds. That's it, buddy. Just, please just call me. Call me when you can. It can happen right now, right this second. Call me right when you wake up. ? Yo. Sorry to spam you like this. LOL. Call me when you can. I know. I'm sure you have a ton of deals. I know you're a big bankster man, bro. Going left, going right. but to get paid 500 to 750K before you have to do anything. And that's just for a follow. Come on, dog. That money. And a story, 10 seconds post for a legit thing that some of your friends did is so simple, bruv. Maybe no story, just follow. This is so desperate. What the fuck? Definitely don't trust this man. I would love to see the Mayweather post. Mayweather didn't get them. Probably it's his management team that got it. But this was hilarious. And again, the saddest part is, you are one of the very few creators who knows what to do in the situation. I mean, yeah, turning down a deal, like $500,000 bag for future reputation in the new world is not an easy decision. For sure. So, kudos to FaceBank for making that call. It's sad to say, we have another article coming up here, which, follows a similar theme. The celebrity love affair with NFTs may be just beginning, even amid flops and doubts. So it seems that, every few days a new star, whatever's coming up about the metaverse, and, everyone's trying to get into it. Basically, this article is talking about how you had the Floyd Mayweather thing that just happened that we just talked about. Then you've got Madonna minting an extremely NSFW NFT collection. That was the one where she gave birth to a tree, and then as well as a 3D model of her undercarriage. Didn't see that part. Charitably, the reactions were mixed, obviously, but who gives a fuck? Whatever. Let her do whatever she wants. Earlier this year, there was a Brie Larson incident in which the Marvel actress shared a peek inside what she called her corner of the metaverse. The 30-second Twitter video featured a blonde avatar with only a passing resemblance to Larson, shuffling around awkwardly through a virtual museum filled with NFT art. So countless other stars, athletes, artists are doing this, promoting stuff that we were just talking about this. It's very, very dangerous to just, regular Joe Schmo retail people like us, especially if you see these people behind, you trust them, you throw your money into it. It's like, well, they're rich, they have money. Like if they were able to invest in this thing, I should, if I follow them, I'll be good too. They can suffer the losses though. You can't. And 99% of the time, if they get paid out for these promotions, or they come in, pre-whitelisted even, and make that money, sell that shit, and then when it collapses, they're already gone. They already made their cashola, so it really doesn't matter. Now you have this guy Benjamin Behoz, I don't know how to say his name, but anyways, he's the founder of Branding Los Angeles, and he says that this is just the beginning part, and I do agree with him here. This is it's the awkwardness, it's the cult-like aggression of crypto space promoters, is the wheat separating from the calves, and I agree wholeheartedly with that. I think right now we are in that shitty stage of just sort of like the birthing pains that some people kind of call it. It's like it's the beginning part where it just sort of sucks, but everything after that's going to get way better. Still going to be some hard parts, obviously, here and there, but it's going to get better. We had so you can say that NFTs had like a parabolic rise to where they are now, right? Just like shot up right out of nowhere, just came up, fucking took over the fucking internet. And now and I always say this, parabolic rises typically follow parabolic falls. So we're kind of in the parabolic fall section right now, where it's probably going to look like all bad for a bit. We'll have some bumps up and down for sure, and there'll be some good projects in between for sure. But yeah, you're going to see like we're dealing with the greediness of the people here, the greediness of influencers, of celebrities, of idiots, what I mean? Just people trying to make money. And as we're in a recession beginning stage, whatever area we are in the recession, it's just going to get bad. You're probably going to see a lot more of these. You're probably going to see a lot of this happen where celebrities are going to talk about some stuff. People are going to be like, oh, here's an opportunity to make some cashola, because hey, I need it, I could use it, and I'm it's a struggle out here. Trust, it's getting worse and worse, man. My gas prices are astronomical. So yeah, you're gonna see this. You'll probably see less spending in the NFT space just because of how speculative it really is, but you'll probably see bigger risks because of that. I'm always torn between the metaverse about whether or not it's happening. A little bit of a tangent here, because at one point I'm like, well, people would rather be outside. Once you were able to get out after a pandemic, man, people rushed outside. It was finally freedom to do things outside. But with the price and the inflation and the recession and everything just being so crappy, it's like it's much cheaper to stay inside, right? So if you can buy a virtual, rig of some sort, and then simply just hook yourself up and go into the metaverse, and enjoy a lot more for a lot less. I'm kind of back on the bandwagon of the metaverse, probably taking over because of that reason. But I think the metaverse succeeds and fails because of the circumstances of the world, not because necessarily people are super gung-ho about it. I think most people don't give a shit, and they don't want to spend their time in virtual reality. I think most people want to spend their time outside with real people doing real stuff. But if it's cheaper to just be online, hey, go just be online. It's convenient, it's easy, it's cheap. What you gonna do? So yeah, so that's basically what this guy is saying about this. He's talking about tons of celebrities getting involved in it. People paying like $500,000 to live next to Snoop Dogg. So yeah, you're gonna see some cool stuff happening for sure. And I'm going to be here to kind of just bear witness to it all. That's the fun for me, just taking a look at all of it and seeing how it all comes together. So lastly, we have another celebrity like article here. Notorious B.I.G. Digital Ghost is here to sell you an NFT. I'm not going to go through this whole article. Essentially, I'll go to the bottom because it kind of summarizes it here. So it really kind of bizarre to see so many tech griff buzzwords combined into a tribute to a guy who died in 1997. So the Brooks, which is the NFT, will not only serve as a place to pick up BIG NFTs, like their metaverse, I believe. So you can go to the Brooks, which I believe is their metaverse / their marketplace, and you can pick up BIG NFTs, but also it's a browser enabled metaverse thing. There you go, where you'll apparently be able to walk around fake computer Brooklyn and watch all the hottest concerts that couldn't get booked in Fortnite or Second Life. So you'll be able to, so it's a metaverse. It's also like a marketplace, and you'll be able to interact with, whatever musical performances are happening there. And also you're going to be able to see, Notorious B.I.G. He's also going to be kind of walking around in the metaverse as well. They do mention here that he looks like he's in a Grand Theft Auto game. He really does look like he's in a Grand Theft Auto game. So, that's what to expect. So I don't know how I feel about this one in particular. I guess it doesn't really matter. But that's kind of what the theme of this video is, really the celebrity stuff that's been just dominating and like really leaving people like Tyler. Tyler might feel embarrassing, doesn't want to reveal his last name. I'm like, dude, you are not the only person who is struggling through that. There are tons of people who are they're not talking about it. They're not, because like you, they're embarrassed. So they're not saying anything. They're not bringing it up on articles. They're not going to the news to talk about it. They're not, yelling it from the rafters, being like, hey, avoid this thing because it's, celebrities. You can't trust it. So do your research. You know what I mean? You're not getting any of that. And I get a lot of scrutiny on this channel for fucking saying, that I don't believe in most NFTs. I just don't. I do not. 99% of them will be a forgotten blip in the NFT history that is to come. But hey, this is just fun for me, man. Witnessing the chaos, witnessing the rises, the falls. Well, that's what it's all about on this channel. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, be safe out there. Make sure you do your own research. All right, be careful. I haven't talked about any particular projects lately. Mostly because most of the projects are all the same sounding nowadays. So I'm really looking for some really cool stuff. And it's hard to see them all because there's so many out there. But I'm going to try and get to some cooler projects, hopefully next week. But until then, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.